So we've had the qualifying for the Imola Grand Prix, and well, going into the session it looked like it was anybody's pole position, wasn't it? Because we had Ferraris leading FP1 and 2, McLaren came to the front in FP3, and it looked like it'd be anyone's pole. But let's get straight to it. Q1, Alonso was the big scalp here, isn't it? He came out last, had a crash in FP3, so that really set him back, and then never really got to grips, and then on his big main lap really, where he was putting it on, went off track and then never got out again to make a lap. So a really disappointing qualifying session for Fernando Alonso, starting last. And then Kevin Magnussen, P19, he got blocked on his last lap, so there's an investigation going on there, but it doesn't really help him, does it? A last or nearly last place start, and especially when his teammate again has done a fantastic job. Zhou Guanyu in 18th place, Logan Sargent 17th, and Bottas in 16th. The star of them two sessions, particularly Nico Hülkenberg, a P3 in that Haas. He was P1 at one point, absolutely fantastic lap from him. And Yuki, another guy who's been absolutely on it, P4 in that session. It was led by Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc second, and Nico Hülkenberg in third. And then into Q2, and there was another big scalp, wasn't it? It was all going off. Pierre Gasly lines up 15th, Albon 14th, Lance Stroll 13th, Ocon 12th, and Sergio Perez, the big one here, going out in Q2, P11 start. Max Verstappen was on pole, or first in that session, Charles Leclerc second, and then Yuki Tsunoda, a P3. He was an absolute star in that session again, and him and Hülkenberg looked like they were gonna the two to take out a big scalp, didn't they? And well, Perez was the one that suffered on the end of that one. Yeah, he's just, this is where Sergio really, like, when it's struggling, he's way out, and Max still somehow manages to, you know, get it up in first place. And then into the final Q3 session, and yeah, it was disappointing in the end, wasn't it? Because we really thought the McLarens, they were close enough in the end, but just didn't have enough, did they, to put it on pole position. Max Verstappen with a well-deserved pole. He absolutely had a brilliant lap. He pulled it off when it counts. A true champion's lap, that absolutely brilliant. He had to work for this one. It was close. Oscar Piastri, the man leading the fight, P2, he's been brilliant most of this weekend, hasn't he, Oscar? So a really good job from him. Just less than a tenth off it in the end, so a really good job from Oscar. Beats his teammate Lando Norris, who lines up in third place. So overall a good result from McLaren. Ferrari is next, Charles Leclerc in fourth place, and fifth place for Carlos Sainz. I think they expected a bit more from their package, and it did look like they would be fighting, but they would just never look like they'd be on pole. Didn't quite have the pace. Then comes George Russell, the best of the Mercedes, lines up in sixth place. Their performance really hasn't shone, has it? He was about 4/10 off pole position, so decent enough. Yuki Tsunoda, P7, he'll be actually a bit disappointed with that, because his Q2 lap was actually faster than that, so potentially he could have beat George Russell for P6, but a fantastic job from him. Another brilliant performance. He'll hope for some points tomorrow. Lewis Hamilton lines up behind him in 8th place, tops off probably a bit disappointing from Mercedes. I know they've bought big upgrades and probably expected more, and they've been beaten by Yuki in a Racing Bull that hasn't bought any upgrades for this race, so probably a bit of head scratching on there. Daniel Ricciardo lines up 9th, so potentially some good points for the Racing Bulls tomorrow. And Nico Hülkenberg 10th, didn't do a lap in that, so he's saved a set of tyres for the race tomorrow. And with that grid, I think, despite it being Max Verstappen on pole, I don't think it's going to be comfortable for him. The McLarens, we know, start well, and they can double team Max Verstappen, especially when it comes to strategy. I don't think it'll be a race where he'll run away. He struggled all weekend, and the long lap paces look really quite close, so I think we're absolutely in for an absolute cracker tomorrow. Max Verstappen on pole, but yeah, anyone's race tomorrow. Cannot wait for the action to get started. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment as always. See you next time.